What is up, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Dives. Welcome to TPL Live. Today is our post-game show. The Sixers got the W tonight, 118-113 over the Houston Rockets. They move on to 18-10 on the season, 11-2 at home. And joining us today, my man Tiago. You know him on Twitter at @tscabbia. Tiago, what's good, my man?
It's a good win, man. I mean, those last 5 minutes of the game felt like it took 3.5 hours, but you got the W tonight. That was important. The Sixers, without Ben Simmons, played a really strong first half on both ends of the court, which was fun to watch. The second half, and we can talk about it, it was not as pretty, and you saw some massive gaps on their defense scheme. So, yeah. But overall, it was a good win for the Sixers. Needed that one after a tough
Also joining us is a late edition. He just got done covering the Delaware Bluecoats. We got a comment here from Marky Mark. Can you give us a quick Bluecoat post-game update? Follow him on Twitter at @J_Persichetti. What's up, Justin?
Yo, listen, I'm sorry I had to miss the game, y'all, but I mean, the Bluecoats decided they wanted to play the game at the same time, and it's looking like they're going to do the same thing on Saturday, which is really annoying. Friday, which is really annoying. But I will say it was a good game for the Bluecoats as well as the Sixers, both coming out with the W. Bluecoats are the only undefeated team in the bubble right now. Bluecoats are 5-0. Tonight they hit 21 threes, which was the most in a game so far in the bubble. 21 for 47. Paul Reed, our two-way contract guy, going off for 27 points, around 15 rebounds. What he had? He had 5 steals, 2 blocks. Just going off in the bubble right now. So if you're not already, definitely go check out on Delaware TV the games or ESPN Plus to go watch our Bluecoats kill down in the bubble because they are fun to watch right now.
They're 5-0 in a 15-game season. And it's going to become a playoff tournament style. So really, really fun stuff to watch there. Paul Reed's dominating. Rayvon Tucker's dominating. Let's talk about
Rajon.
Justin, do you know when they play a Jalen Green's team?
Yes, so they do play them later in the season. I can look real fast. They play them in March. Yeah, they play them the 1st of March. Yeah, on the 1st of March, which is going to be a Monday at 3 p.m.
Make sure
which is weird ass time. Yeah. They definitely watch that game. And being that that's the only other team that was undefeated with them until today, now the Ignite are 4-1 and the Bluecoats are 5-0. Baby, top of the G League right now.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about this Sixers W tonight. First up, Ben Simmons did not play tonight. You look at what the Sixers have done without Ben Simmons. They lost by an average of 15 points a game, a defensive rating of 118, 0-3 without Ben Simmons. We're not talking about Ben Simmons without Ben Simmons against that dreaded Boston Celtics team last year's playoffs. But you look at tonight, and the Sixers really did well. It was an overall very good win for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Houston Rockets started the game on fire from 3, starting 4 of 6. Doc Rivers rolled over to a 2-3 zone early in the first quarter, and really it was all the Matisse Thybulle show. He was a plus 14 in his first 12 minutes. He only had 3 points, 2 steals, and a block, but the Sixers really developed a cushion there, a 20-point cushion there, and ended the first half on a run. And then talk about roller coasters, because the Sixers got outscored 70-49 there in the second half. Joel Embiid completely woke up in that second half. Embiid's stats without Ben Simmons last year was 20-10, only 49% from the field, tonight he was like we say, he's a walking 30 and 10, almost a near triple double for Joel Embiid. 31 points, 11 boards, 9 assists, 10 of 21 from the floor, 10 of 12 from the free throw line. He did have 6 turnovers, but Joel Embiid, most importantly, with a minute left and John Wall looking like Bradley Beal on the court out there, hit a bucket, a mid-range bucket over Boogie Cousins with a minute left that really kind of just took the sails out of the Houston Rockets. Thiago, what's one of your takeaways?
Yes, I think you touched on a lot, Chris. And, the first point that you brought up was really interesting, the fact that the Sixers went to a 2-3 zone early. So it wasn't just a 2-3 zone early, it was a 2-3 zone throughout the entire first half. The entire first half, they were in a zone. And the main reason why they did that was because of John Wall. So, we talked about this in the past. I even wrote about it. John Wall was playing at a very high level, and it looks like he's back from his old self. And without Ben Simmons, you don't have anybody who can stay in front of him. What happened in the second half was the Sixers went away from that 2-3 zone. So John Wall had 2 points in the first half. He finished with, 28 points overall? 28. So, again, once again, it highlights the value of a guy like Ben Simmons on the perimeter. The fact that once the Sixers went away from that zone, it was kind of a free-for-all. But, if we go back to overall how the team played, I thought that you touched on it. Matisse Thybulle was really, really good. And, we see Danny Green just continue to struggle. I mean, he played a little better tonight, but it's the same kind of story with Danny Green. And you start wondering, at what point is Matisse Thybulle worth of a starting spot? Obviously, the main point with him is the three-point shooting, but he's hit a three-point shot now for 4 straight games, and that's important. I mean, he's not going to shoot at the same volume as Danny Green, but if he can give you that type of consistency from the outside, to me, that's a starter over Danny Green. So that's something worth looking at and monitoring moving forward, I think.
Any questions about that, Justin, or should we keep it rolling?
I'm looking at the box score right now, and I think a takeaway that's huge to say is Seth Curry. I mean, Seth Curry scored 25 points tonight, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, went 8 for 13, so a pretty efficient night for him. I don't know how he looked on the defensive end. I mean, it says he was a -7, so obviously that's not amazing because when you win, but
right.
So offensive, we're not asking for on the defensive end. We have him for this offense. So I think that's impressive to me. Joel Embiid's 9 assists is also really big to me, considering Ben Simmons isn't in the game tonight. So the fact that JoJo almost went off for that triple-double is, to me, really important when Ben is not in the lineup. So already just looking at those 2 stats in general, you love to see that. Seth Curry getting to the free throw line 6 times is also kind of shocking. That's not normal.
Yeah, you look at the last game, and you saw Seth Curry and Danny Green extremely struggle from the perimeter. Tonight they were 7 of 11. Before, Korkmaz, Seth Curry, Danny Green were 2 of 10 against the Utah Jazz. So that's kind of been the trend where if it's or Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid not playing, the Sixers perimeter shooting just plummets. So it was really good to see those 2 get back. Although Danny Green had 9 points in the first quarter and was kind of a nothing after that. Danny Green, we spent the entire pregame show talking about how we need to see Danny Green be more consistent, and there are a lot of people talking about trading Danny Green and all that. Really? And he comes out, starts the first quarter bang, 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 3-point shooting. It was awesome. But Joel Embiid was kind of the main storyline in this game, especially his back injury. You saw him in that first quarter. We were debating what's going on with Joel Embiid. He looked sluggish. Yeah. He looked slow, and almost looked like he was in that playing 50%. And sure enough, nearly the end of the first half, you saw him holding his lower back. And we spent probably the majority of our halftime show saying what the hell is going on with Joel Embiid? Sit him, rest him. Who the hell cares about a game against the Houston Rockets on a Wednesday night in the first half of the schedule? It means nothing. Rest him, let him rest. And then sure enough, he comes back out in the second half. And what? He looked dominant. Whether it was or not. Thiago, what was your take on that?
I hope it's not a cortisone because
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too.
that's not good,
But-
man.
Yeah.
Let me just finish here. So it's funny because with Joel, like the more hurt he looks, the better he plays. It's incredible. Like it's just like he needs like a shot in the arm. I don't like it because to me that tells me that decision is not being made from a team level. It's the player making a decision to go back on the court, and that to me is a medical decision and should be completely outside of the player's hands. So we talked about how the MVP race may be playing a role in this, and how Embiid wants to keep up with LeBron James. Again, these are all like assumptions, but when I see Joel hunch over and struggle to move, I don't want to see him on the court, regardless of who you're playing. Like this guy's future is too valuable, too important for this franchise to be wasting it on a mindless February game. So I hope that there's nothing serious with Embiid there, but. Just one more point that I thought that Justin brought up around Embiid and Seth Curry. So he talked about Seth Curry with 20-some points and Embiid with 9 assists. So those two things are connected. The Sixers did a lot of dribble handoffs tonight between Seth and Embiid, and Houston had like no answers for that the whole game. So it's that partnership that you had between Embiid and Curry that existed with Embiid and Redick in the past. It's coming a little bit to fruition. Earlier in the year, they were a little bit kind of off on those dribble handoffs, but I thought tonight they were really much on point. So give them credit for that.
Awesome. Any comments on that, Justin?
No, I mean, it's tough for me to make comments because I didn't watch the game. If I'm honest with everybody, I didn't watch the game. I was paying attention to the Blue Coats. But ultimately, just looking at the numbers, it looks like we had numbers that I would expect in a game where Ben Simmons is not here. We had some guys step up with assists. Some guys step up with hitting some threes, which kind of surprised me, honestly. I saw Ben Simmons wasn't playing this game. So like you guys were talking about prior, it kind of surprised me that we ended up hitting the amount of threes that we did.
Last takeaway is the bench. The bench, or lack of bench, really, has dominated the conversation since Shake Milton has been out. Hilariously, the Sixers got outscored by the bench tonight, 22-21. Even though they were leading that the entire game, the Sixers bench, specifically Tyrese Maxey, I thought had a pretty strong game today. 10 points in 12 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor. And also the three-point shooting, 26 attempts from the Sixers from three-point range, which is significant. The Sixers have really struggled to get volume shots up. Yes, Justin.
Real quick, Austin just tweeted something out about Joel Embiid and his back injury in the second half. This is what Doc said in his post-game interview. Doc Rivers says there's nothing more sinister at play with Embiid's back than just some stiffness and tightness. Said the medical staff determined Embiid was not in any further danger by playing in the second half. So, okay. I mean, being that he did specifically say the medical staff said he is clear and that it's just some tightness and stiffness, that's obviously a good sign. You still don't like the fact that he's got that back tightness and stiffness. It's because he's been struggling with it for his whole career, basically, it seems like. So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, I get it. I get what they're saying, but if I'm a reporter, the follow-up question is, what did you guys do to assess Embiid and determine there's no further potential for injury?
I don't think Doc answers that question, though. I think he just says, oh, that's not my job. I don't know.
Right. But that's what I want to know, because if you're telling me you ran a full body scan on him at halftime, you're like, you're good to go. Great. I don't think they did that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're prepared to make that call at that moment in time. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's the report. So reportedly, Embiid is okay and there's some back stiffness and tightness. For all we know, it could be his back has already been bothering him and he just didn't have enough fluids in him and he went and got an IV and then it helped with a little bit of the back tightness. Cramps happen. I don't know. It's probably not that, but I'm just trying to think on the bright side for our big man here.
All right. Thiago, who's your player of the game?
I mean, I'll go to Tobias. I thought Tobias had another really good game.
You stole it from me, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I gave you guys Ben last game. I'm not doing it tonight. I thought Tobias had a really solid game. No turnovers, which, when you talk about Tobias tonight, you're asking him to do a lot more ball handling without Ben Simmons. So you're expecting the turnovers to go up naturally. And I'm going to double check the box score here. No turnovers. And just like another solid all-around game from Tobias. Again, the key with him is, the scoring, but also getting to the free throw line. So another 8 free throws tonight for Tobias, a guy who averages between 3 to 4 a game. So it's impressive to see Tobias continue to maintain that consistency. Again, you want more 3-point shooting from him. You only took 2 tonight, and I think some of that's correlated with Ben being out. But you don't want Toby to be falling too much in love with that mid-range game, because it's going to come back and bite him in the what. So for now, you take this good Tobias games, and you hope he can be built on here for the rest of the first half of the season.
I actually don't know what the what is. Can you let me know?
No, I'm not gonna say. You guys can project.
Use your imagination.
All right, it's easy to say Joel Embiid. It's easy to say Doc Rivers moving to the 2-3 zone, which was a huge game changer for the Sixers in this game. I already touched on the shooting between Seth and Danny Green tonight. Where I'm going, though, I'm going to go Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle was really the engine of the Sixers in that first quarter that really took the sails out of the Houston Rockets. He dominated in that first half. And that was really kind of like the Sixers in that second half kind of sailed in that Jim Schwartz sticks defense-esque where they had built such a lead because of their defense and Matisse Thybulle that they were able to do so. You look at the game right now, the Sixers had 36 points off turnovers. They had 25 fast break points, both beating the Houston Rockets. That was really kind of all Matisse Thybulle there in that 2-3 zone, deflecting passes, getting strips, forcing, sparking the fast breaks. I'm going Matisse Thybulle, man. He was just absolutely an animal defensively. And I'm just ecstatic. We talk about how Matisse Thybulle is going to be some sort of consolidation piece in a trade moving forward. But you listen to Doc Rivers, you listen to this team, like this guy's here to stay. And that's just one of the low-key positives of the season is this guy's defense is so major. I'm not saying the Sixers are going to run a 2-3 zone like every game, but you saw that, and he is one of the leaders when it comes to making a difference in a W or a loss. Just like Ben Simmons is the closer in the fourth quarter, Matisse Thybulle is right there. He's that good. He's that impactful on that defensive end. Any comments on that, Justin?
No, I was going to say there's a reason why coming into the league you had guys like Kendrick Perkins, guys like Paul Pierce talking about the level of his defense in college and how like that is very possible translated to the NBA, even though he did it's funny. And I've said this before, Matisse Thybulle in college ran a zone defense, and coming into the NBA, everyone's saying how, oh, is he going to struggle playing man? Is he going to struggle doing this and that? And then of course this year under Doc Rivers, he starts playing some zone and you really see his talent on that side of the ball. So I definitely agree with that.
All right, Tiago, how would you grade tonight's game?
I'll give it a B minus. I thought the second half they really kind of lost their way, especially defensively. But without Ben and I think a hobbled Embiid, you take this performance and you move on because the schedule's gonna get much tougher. You got Toronto back to back. Toronto's playing really good basketball, man. I mean, they picked apart the Bucks last night, and they're probably gonna do it again tomorrow.
I was about to say to you, I'm like, what do you mean they've been playing really good basketball? I thought they've been playing like shit lately. But I didn't realize they got the Bucks.
They got the Bucks, and they've been beating teams pretty handily here recently. Again, they're not at that level yet, but they're
Gotcha.
Coming back to that old Raptors team. But they got to tighten up here coming up for the last couple of games. And just one more point on Thybulle, because you guys are spot on. Like Thybulle has been playing really good basketball, and like he's one of the few players. I won't say the few players, but he's a player that when he's out there, you feel his impact on defense. Like you really feel it. Like whether it's a steal, a block, whatever. Like you see, like, wow, Matisse Thybulle's out there. And, there's a lot of players that go on the court, you're like, was that player even out there? I didn't even notice him. Like Thibault, to be doing this at that stage in his career is very impressive. And like I said in the podcast, if he ever gets a more consistent jumper, this guy's a starter in the NBA, hands down. So it's nice to see him play well, especially after being named in that trade rumor with James Harden.
All right, awesome. We've got a comment here. Steven says C+. Elijah says C+. And then we got Mr. Swag who says, can we get a recent team photo of the Eagles quality coach, Alex Tanny, and tell me it's not?
I got you. Hold up.
Can we get that photo, please? Because that's hilarious.
I don't know who that guy is. So
I don't either.
I don't know who it is either, but we're going to figure it out.
All right.
I'm going to see what's going to come up.
I'm in that B- range. You talk about a team that hasn't been able to get that monkey off their back without Ben Simmons. They're 0-3 this season. Literally terrible defense. They gave up, 113 to the Rockets, but they were truly in cruise control there in that second half. I don't know how much I'm going to read into that second half defense, to be honest. B- for the Sixers today. I'm good. I'm good, guys. Like, even though that game became scary, it was like a 5-point game with a few minutes left after they were up 26 comfortably. It got a little hairy, not gonna lie, but here we are. So B-. Do we find the photo yet?
Yep, I'm bringing it up right now. Hold on.
Oh, this is exciting.
Oh my goodness.
Well, preferably one with the helmet on. One with the helmet on.
Oh, no. I'm not. The one with the helmet off looks better, I think. Hold on.
Alex Taney was a backup quarterback.
I'm hitting the wrong buttons. We're getting there.
Steven says Tiago is the grandson of the DeSecchis guys. Can we get a comment? Like, I don't only drink beer, but when I do,
that is either. Oh man, that's a rough picture.
This one looks better because the hair is loose. There's a bunch of pictures of the hair not being loose. This one looks better because the hair is loose here. It worked.
So
dude, he's got the same exact beard as you. That's weird.
Interesting. So that's the guy we're entrusting Jalen Hurts' future on?
I guess so.
Jesus Christ.
He's not the quarterback coach or anything. He's the what was it?
Quality control.
The quarterback coach is actually pretty decent. Like, he's the guy. He came out of Michigan State. He's actually the guy who was coaching Dak Prescott when he was coming out of Michigan State. So
yeah,
I think, to me, that's pretty impressive considering Dak, what he was rated coming into the NFL. So
awesome. Mark,
I'll take this off the screen now.
For sure, Tiago.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the call out. Love you guys.
All right. Let's do final thoughts. Lead us off, Justin. Tell us, give us a nugget about the Blue Coats, and where can we find you?
Well, first you can find me at J_Persichetti on Twitter. Little nugget about the Blue Coats. I mean, listen, they're actually playing great basketball right now. Like, they're shooting above 50%. They shot 45% from three today. Getting boards, getting steals. Did turn the ball over a little bit more today than you want to see, but typically have been pretty good about that. So they're playing really impressive, honestly. Like, it's not like regular G League basketball that you're used to watching. Like, they're really dominating teams right now. I will say just a nugget about Paul Reed specifically, because I know he's the guy everyone's talking about, wondering if he's going to be able to come up and play anytime soon. I don't know if he's going to be that guy yet. I don't know if he's going to be that guy that can come up and play that power forward spot, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's playing better than Mike Scott. Nah, he's not what you need next to Joel Embiid right now. His outside shot is not reliable enough yet. It's still very hitchy. It's still not consistent, and he's great interior, good defender, but just not exactly what we need on this team right now. So we'll see what happens, but overall, that's some little nuggets. If you want to know more, go check out my Twitter.
All right, Tiago, final thoughts. Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me. My name is right there, Tiago at tscabia.com. Tscabia, the underscore.
.com?
Not .com, the Twitter handle. Do not be sending me emails. I'm not going to answer them. I got too many emails to work through. But, so the takeaway for tonight is, a lot of things, but I think the Sixers bench continues to be an issue. We saw it again tonight. I mean, Maxey played a little bit better. You got nothing from Dwight Howard again. Three turnovers, 3 personal fouls, just a mess. So what is Daryl Morey going to do? I think before the trade deadline is really the key. And you want to see the Sixers go back to, playing good defense. I thought they did a little bit more of that tonight. That's their DNA. They lost a little bit of that on the West Coast, but I trust that they can get back to that strong defensive team. And if they do that, they're going to be tough to beat, man. And it's nice to see, look at the box score tonight and see that the Celtics lost again. So, all around a good game, a good night.
Yep. Nasty Nizzle says, did anybody tell you I look like Matt Ryan? All right. I mean, really?
Yeah. That's good. I see it.
I just pulled it up real fast because I saw that comment before you said anything. So there's Matt Ryan. What y'all think?
I don't know.
I think it's closer than my comp.
All right. Fun fact.
What's Justin's comp?
I don't think I have a comp.
I lived in Matt Ryan's backyard for a long time. So
did you?
True story. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Downingtown, PA, baby. That's where he's from. Anyway, final thoughts. Good Sixers W to get off of that 1-3 West Coast trip. I'm glad to see it. Again, the first win without Ben Simmons on the year. We complained about how that second half went, but at the end of the day, I hope Joel Embiid's healthy and the Sixers got the W. So make sure you please like this video, hit that like button, smash that notification button, subscribe. We're now on Twitch. If you're not watching us on YouTube, make a free account. Watch us on Twitch. Watch us on both. That GIF, like, why not both? And we're trying to really build that Twitch account. You can follow us on Twitter at The Painted Lines. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook at thepaintedlines.com. Make sure you follow my man Tiago's weekly articles on the Sixers NBA draft and general NBA trends at thepaintedlines.com. Awesome, amazing content. You won't find it anywhere else. Follow my man Justin on there it is. Justin on Twitter at J_Persichetti. Amazing content that he puts out daily, and he covers our Blue Coats, the Delaware Blue Coats, #1 in your hearts. They're so much fun to watch. I promise you guys, please watch the Delaware Blue Coats. It's fun basketball. It is pure Daryl Morey basketball. Run up and down the court, shoot threes, play defense, and get Paul Reed in good spots. It's a good time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For Justin, for Tiago, for myself. Stay awesome, guys. See you next time.